Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time I'm taking a look at the 1996 Mitsubishi Galant VRG Touring. A legendary car in Gran Turismo for all the wrong reasons, because this car is known as a booby trap. Basically, the upgrades for this car are not very good. I think it gets NA tuning stage 1. And that's it. So this Mitsubishi Galant, which starts off with about 440 horsepower, fully upgraded gets 188. And that's it. So it is one of the worst fully upgraded cars in the game, if not the worst. So it's known as a bit of a booby trap, because if you buy this thing, there's not a lot you can really do with it. A couple of races of front wheel drive challenge, Sunday Cup, and I think that'd probably be a lot. But yeah, either way, amazingly it has racing modification, because on a 188 horsepower Mitsubishi Galant, that's really what you need. And it comes with this colour scheme, which I think is fantastic, because it's unbelievably bad. I love the giant GDI spelled out over the bonnet. All that GDI-ness gets you 188 horsepower. Fantastic. In case you're wondering as well, this has a Legnum equivalent, and we've actually had it go around the course, the Legnum ST. So we'll see how this one compares. So front engine, front wheel drive, 188 horsepower, 1058 kilos, so at least it's light. But that's about it. Anyways, to see how this amazing car gets along, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM, a fellow Mitsubishi. That set a time of 27.223, as you can see in the top corner, because the Ghosts now track for some reason. The Galant is not beating it. Just isn't, is it? I mean, God, you can tell how slow this is. So 188 horsepower, that is about what you get out of the stock key cars in this game. Some of them actually have slightly more power. I think a couple of Daihatsu Move and Suzuki Wagon models actually get closer to 190. I think the Subaru Clio is 190. So you are actually better off in the grand scheme of the game buying the Subaru Clio than you are buying the Galant VRG Touring. And that being said, the Legnum ST, it is actually quicker than that. On its first flying lap it was quicker, so I've got to guess the Legnum ST probably weighs at least 60-70 kilos more, so it's a good sign. In case you're wondering, actually, GDI was a bit of an interesting idea from Mitsubishi. I can't remember the exact sort of what it did, but it was sort of quite clever. It's not a diesel engine, as much as, you know, you read GDI. It isn't diesel. It's one of those, probably the lesser known of all of them, to be honest. But you know, the Japanese manufacturers in the 80s and the 90s were sort of dabbling with acronyms and interesting solutions in relation to stuff like valves and ignition timing and that sort of stuff. And GDI was one of those. I'm actually slightly annoyed I've forgotten what it does. Richard Hammond, I remember, mentions it in a review for, was it the Mitsubishi Space Wagon or Space Star, or one of those weird like Mitsubishi people carriers from the early 2000s, which again no one really bought, which I suppose is sort of the story of Mitsubishi. Just a lot of cars that no one really bought, which is a shame. I love some Mitsubishis. Obviously my love of the GTO is well documented. I actually, as much as I'm making fun of it here because of course it's the Galant VRG, I actually really like the Galant. I think this is a fantastic car. In general, I think it looks brilliant. I'd like one, although I'm sure the interiors are made of, well, Mitsubishi. So, bollocks, we are going to hit the wall on the final attempt, but I don't think it was really going to go that much quicker, was it? Let's be honest. It's done quite valiantly, though, to get to a 32. You'll notice there, the top speed on its quickest lap, 109.52 kilometers an hour. That is roughly 70 miles an hour. So we've gotten it to 70 around this track on its quickest lap. That probably tells you all you need to know about the booby trap that is the Mitsubishi Galant VRG Touring. Look at its magnificent colour scheme. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, like, to drive, it's nice. It's hard to really make a car that has 188 horsepower bad to drive. A little bit understeery, but I like understeer. So, yeah, my sort of car, but obviously, well, I wish it was quicker, but there you go. But not a bad showing, actually. 32,593, that's not bad, per se. 32.593 will place this into 256th place. It goes in between the Mini 1.3 and the Toyota Altezza AS200. I should mention that Altezza had a horrible 4-speed automatic, it was terrible. Quicker than a Subaru Vivio, Honda Z Turbo, quicker than the GS300, again 4-speed auto. It's quicker than the Mitsubishi Mirage Asti, which I think the Mirage should be very embarrassed about that, because this actually makes less power than that did. Quicker than a couple of wagons, Integra LS, again 4-speed gearbox. It's slower than the Mitsubishi Dangan, Daihatsu Move, Suzuki Cappuccino. I'm looking for anything else sort of equivalent. It's 0.3 seconds slower than a Chaser, which again, I mean, actually, for the amount of power this makes, that's not, like, the worst, but, yeah, it's not good, is it? Don't buy this car, unless you want to laugh at it, just don't buy it. That's the moral of the story. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time, or when I will be driving something quicker, hopefully. Until then, farewell.
My hopes and dreams are going. I'll only you back. Got up in a wall that you are not part of. Eyes on the slit of your father with love.